So the topic for today is what we are going to say it for today is VWAN. We call it VWAN. We call it like virtual WAN, and it's a newly technology. Like it's a newly technology. It's not being that old, which Azure has introduced, and it's very useful, right, for that environment, and it's very useful for the production environment. And then if you managing any infrastructures there, right, and this is something every organization nowadays opting for it. Nowadays, they are opting for this VWAN here. So for the agenda for today, what we are going to cover, we are going to see what is that Azure VWAN, right? What does mean to have that Azure VWAN in place in your organization? What is that architecture of that VWAN, right? And then we are going to see that config and management of that VWAN as well. We are going to configure that point to site there using that VWAN, right? And we're going to test it out our connectivity from external world or within that Azure environment as well. And then we're going to take that real scenario as well. I mean that like which I've seen in my experience, like how the VWAN is going to be worked and why do we need that VWAN in our organization. And then there are some use cases which we are going to cover for today. So that is about the agenda. We're going to take a 15 minutes of break and during the session of that while covering that all stuffs there. And then we're going to wrap up the things here. Now, if I'll move further here, so let's cover, we'll go to see the demo in a while, but before that, cover some important topics here. We are going to cover some of the core important topic, which is mandatory terminologies for that VWAN. So just on the side, just on that like lighter side, what is that VWAN is there? It's a global solution, right? It's a global networking solution which covers all of your region into one place. What I mean by that, so let's see what happened. For an example, let me give me an example here, and then will make more sense to you guys. Let me open a dot.io. Exactly. Is it similar? Yes, John. It's pretty much similar to that. So now, when I see, let me close this one as well. Now, so what happened in the scenarios, right? What happened in your organization? You have one environment. You have one organization, right? You have one office premises. For example, just think about this is my Mumbai location, right? I'm taking this one as in my Mumbai location there. So this is my Mumbai location here. Now what happened? Let's say you are sitting it here, and the person is your colleague is also sitting in India. Your person is also sitting in India, right? In Mumbai location itself. There are some server. This is some. Just take the example of again that HR data here. You have your pay slip, you have your experience letter, you have your offer letter, all getting stored inside this HR data, and this is accessible within that organization. Which means if I'm sitting on an internet, right? If I'm sitting on an internet, I'm trying to access this, I will not be able to get that access of this one. My access will get denied because this is internally accessible, right? Now what happened? If you want to access it, right? If you want to access this HR data, what you do, either you use that point to site, which we discuss, like we call SSL VPN as well in other terms, but in Azure term, we call it as a point to site. You use that point to site VPN, connect your VPN client, and then access that of data which is there by connecting the private network. By going into that private network, you access the HR data. Right, that's one thing. Right now, just think about this is happening within then one organization, within one office premises. You have another office premises here, and I call it as an, let's say, Delhi office. Right now that the person is sitting it here, right? They want to get that access of some data which is inside there. Let's say again that HR data, right? And they are connecting it here, and then they are getting that access using that private network. This person is working remote work. The person is doing the remote work, like we all do nowadays. This person is also doing a remote work. But how this person is accessing this HR data? Again, connecting that point to site VPN. Connecting that point to site VPN. So that scenario is working fine, no issue with that. But now think about two offices are there, right? If any person from the Delhi, this person wanted to access this HR data, which is that on the Mumbai side, then also there is a solution which we discuss. We can have that point to site tunnel configuration from here to there, right? We can create that, sorry, site to site configuration. We can create that site to site tunnel, right? And then from this person can be accessed, this person connecting their remote network, right? Connecting the point to site. Or if the person is sitting in their office network, then also using that site to site tunnel, this person can access this HR data. Okay, that's also a solution is available. No issue with that, right? But what if I have my office premises here as well? For an example, let's say this is my Pune office. Or what if I have my office in Bangalore as well, right? I have my office in Bangalore as well. And I have my office in Hyderabad as well, for an example, right? Now, all of them is wanted to connect with each other. This person wanted to connect with each other, right? And this guy also wanted to connect to this person, right? At the same time, this person wanted to connect to this one, and they are also connected with this one. They wanted this one, and that way. And then what cross national is also, they are also wanted to connect this one. They also wanted. So it's like a mesh of the things is happening it here. Everyone wanted to talk with each other. Then also a solution is there, right? You can create a site to site here and there. You can create site to site for each of them, create the site to site. For each of them, create a site to site. But that is okay. That is, you can do that. No issue with that, right? I mean, in organization, they do that. They have that multiple site to site created for different reasons, right? If let's say I have my office in US as well, and in US I have multiple reason, right? Then also I need to create the site to site here and here and here and there as well, right? But just to avoid that hurdle, right? And just to what if the person which is sitting in US want to access this remote work, which is like want to talk with this person via private network, again that site to site tunnel, they are going to access it. But Azure comes with more feasible solution. Azure come with more redundant, or you can say more efficient, highly speed solution, which we call VWAN. Now, how it's going to be different here? Again, the same solution. I have my office. Guys, please pay attention. You'll get it there. If not getting it, let me know. I'm just trying to create that basic concept here. So let's say again have office in Hyderabad, Pune, Mumbai, Delhi. These are all my office area. And then in New Jersey, in New York, in Bangalore, and then multiple regions are there. I have my business in Australia as well. I have my business in different region of Asia and Africa and then Europe as well, right? Now, I can do that connecting cross regional connectivity from here, there, here, there, here, there, and there. I can do that, right? But what Azure comes with more feasible solution. They have that. They'll provide you a VWAN. So this is my VWAN. I can deploy it in any location. This is global service. Global means it's not going to be impact with the region. So I deployed a VWAN. Now, instead of connecting all of them with each other, what I can do, I can connect this region with the VWAN, this region with the tally, this region with the here. Everything I'm going to connect with VWAN here, right? Now, this is my one VPN site. This is one site. And in VWAN, we call it as a VPN site. This is my one VPN site. Why? Because Hyderabad is one location. Similarly, Delhi is my another VPN site, right? New Jersey is again VPN site. So all of them is VPN site, and all of them is connecting to VWAN, right? Global reason. Now this Hyderabad wanted to talk to Bangalore. They are going to talk with that using that VWAN. They can talk with VWAN. They can connect it with VWAN, right? No issue with that. And at the same time, the person doing the remote work, this person is also wanted to talk with, let's say, New Jersey location, right? They can have that point to site configuration. Previously what we were doing it here in yesterday class, we were creating a VPN gateway, and from that VPN gateway we were installing that config and then installing that certificate and then using that VPN configuration. Now we don't have to do that VPN configuration. We just to set up the configuration on that VWAN. The person is going to connect with the VWAN. VWAN is going to provide you IP to you, right? The other aspects will remain same, right? I'm going to give that Azure certificate for authentication, right? Cert for authentication, right? And then VPN client installation. But this time, not with the VPN gateway. I'm going to get that VPN client from where? From my VWAN. From my VWAN. I'm going to get that from VWAN. Now, the person is connected it here, right? And now, wherever he wanted to reach out, he can reach out from there, right? Now, if you look at this one, this reminds you something, right? What it reminds you, it's kind of hub and spoke topologies, which means this VWAN is kind of my hub network. And then other that VPN sites are there, the child sites are there, right? It's called that spoke network. Because these are spokes, right? They are each talking to each other via VWAN, right? Now, what you're doing it here, first thing, the benefit which you are going to point it here, the benefit which you are going to cover it here, it's highly efficient. You can opt it for your benefit, like the plan you wanted to have it. Let's say I have 10,000 VPNs, 10,000 VMs which needs to be connected. For that solution, Azure have that VWAN. VWAN, select the plan, pay the cost, and then use it. I have 100 VMs, pay the cost and use for that plan. I want to see that highly efficient. Let's say I'm saying it, I want that 100 gigs of speed. Azure VWAN have that also. So basis on your requirement, basis keeping the cost in a factor, you can opt for the plan as well, right? Now, efficient is there. High availability is also there. You don't have to worry about if VWAN goes down, my entire data center, my entire connectivity will get failed. No, Azure have that. Azure have that again 99.99% availability for VWAN. And if you're going for standard tier, you have to have that high availability in place. So don't worry about that high availability. Redundancy, high availability, they are going to provide you that. Redundancy and high availability, it's there. You are going to get it with that VWAN. And then what other benefit I'm getting it here? Efficient is there, highly availability is there, right? Redundancy is also there. But apart from that, I'm getting that managing the complex thing instead of managing that here and there, every side to side tunnel, right? Managing the complex thing, I'm doing it in more efficient, more better way. I'm creating a kind of hub and spoke kind of topologies, and from there, everything is getting connected. So it's a centralized management system. Like for them who are aware about that Palo Alto, right? We use that Panorama. So Panorama is centralized to manage all my firewall, right? And whatever the operation I want to do, I can do it from my Panorama. Similarly, if you guys work for that checkpoint, right? Checkpoint management console is that where I can post my policies and everything, right? So the same way VWAN is there, which connecting to your child network, which connecting to your child spoke network. So centralized management system, which is very beneficial for us to avoid that complexity of our environment. What else you guys are seeing it here? What else you guys are going to get it here, right? So if I'll talk about, instead of just providing the side to side, these are the side to side connectivity, right? These are the side to side connectivity. Apart from side to side connectivity, apart from side to side connectivity, you're also going to get that point to side connectivity. This guy is coming from the point to side. This guy is not belonging to any of that location. This person is sitting in, let's say this person is sitting in Gurugram, right? Which is not in the office location. And then from his house, he's connecting to that office location. So apart from side to side, you're also going to get that connectivity of point to side. Not this only, right? We have not discussed that express route, which is again a kind of side to side tunnel. We are going to discuss in coming chapter, but you're also going to get that connectivity of express route. And not this one, right? Just the side to side is not there. You can get any to any connectivity from here to here using VWAN here to from any region across the world. You are going to get that connectivity via VWAN, right? So all that benefits, some of the important things, right? Some of the things which is mandatory to have that VWAN, which is there. Now, as I told, right? As I said, let me clear out some things here. Any doubt, guys? The thing which we discussed so far? Any questions so far?
Sumit, like whatever you're talking is Hyderabad, Delhi, New Jersey. These are the physical sites you're talking about, or these are the different Azure virtual like
No,
regions you're talking about?
these are my physical server. These are my on-prem. Just think about
Okay,
this is my on-prem because Azure, you don't have to worry about that. You can just create that. You have so you have one Azure account, right? You have one Azure account. What you do? You deploy your resources in East US. You deploy in Central India. You deploy in multiple regions, right? You deploy in multiple. You don't have to worry about that. But this is my physical on-prem location. These are my physical on-prem location, and I'm connecting them using VWAN, right? So
got it. Yeah.
that is what. Now going further. So this thing is like we discussed now. Now, if I'll take it further here. So as I told, these are called my point to site. These are the location we call it as a VPN site. Right? Remember, these are the VPN site. These are the VPN site here. Right? All these location which is there, these are my VPN site. And I'm doing that point to site configuration from where? From this person to VWAN, right? These are also a point to site configuration. Now, the VWAN comes with two SKUs. Again, SKU is a cost defining pattern, like the variant which you are going to opt it. Let's say for an example, I'm opting for that iPhone, right? And if I'm opting for iPhone is like 128 gigs, I need to pay some prices, right? But at the same time, if I'm opting for 256 gigs of space, I need to pay the more price. But there I'm getting more storage compared to 180 gigs. But at the same time, I need to pay the price as well. So these are the variant, right? Now SKU is also a varianting. It comes with two different variant. One variant is, we call it basic, and then second one is standard. The only difference between the basic and standard, inside the basic, you're not going to get that connectivity of express route. You're not going to get the connectivity of express route and then any to any connectivity. You're not going to get it there. And then rest of the things will remain same as it is the standard is having. Right? Now, keeping this thing in our mind, if I'll go in my PPT there, let me clear out this mesh here. Right? So it's a centralized, right? I'm managing the things we discussed. Now, if you look at there, right, it's making some sense to you, right? It's a global networking services which covers across the region, centralized management, unified connectivity, all that branches, on-prem data center, Azure resources, all going to connect with the single data point here, right? All they are going to connect with the single data point. Now, some of the key components we have, right? We call virtual hub. So all that, right, all that VPN connectivity, all that point-to-site connectivities, and all that like express out connectivity. For that, we created a virtual WAN. Inside that virtual WAN, I need to create a vHub. We call it virtual hub, and that virtual hub will act as a point of source for everybody. Every point to site, like any VNet, any branch site, any point to site, are going to connect with this vHub. We are going to provide that connectivity configuration there on vHub. Hub and spoke kind of topologies, which we discussed, it's provide that hub and spoke kind of topologies, right? I can use my site to site, point to site VPN connectivity for using that VPN gateway, which I'm going to configure inside this vHub. Express out connectivity is also there. And at the same time, you can also integrate your Azure firewall, right? So what happened if I have, let's say, this person, right, on that, again, that person who is from Hyderabad location is coming to VWAN, right? And trying to reach out to Delhi location. Now I can integrate my VWAN with the firewall as well, with Azure firewall, right? Now the traffic will reach out to the VWAN. Firewall will do that policy lookup, and after that lookup, if the things are okay, it can forward that using VWAN, then send it to Delhi location. So that steps you can also do it here. Now, but the remember few concepts here, right? Virtual hub is that VPN gateway, and then these are the things which you are going to get it in your VWAN. Now, the feature and the benefit which I discussed, right? You're going to get the low latencies. It's highly efficient, right? High availability, you're going to get it there. Traffic management, you can do that, right? Remote access using that VPN and site to site, you're going to cover it there. Now, why do we even need that? Where is that use cases that we are going to see it, right? So if you're managing the centralized connectivity for your enterprises, right? Let's say I have multiple reason and I want to manage that multiple, like the way we discussed so far, right? If you want to manage that at a one location there, this is my management. I can use that. I can use that my VWAN. And if you have that hybrid connectivity, which means if you have multiple on-prem location and you want to manage that on-prem also connectivity and with that Azure also, you can use that on this VWAN. Now this VWAN is not that old, right? So I think it's hardly come in a picture in last 3 to 4 years, right? Before that, VWAN was not there, but they introduced Azure updates themselves very quickly, right? Now they introduced that VWAN, and now the VWAN is like one of the solution that every company is opting for it. It's a distributed application you can opt it for them. So these things we discuss here. These things we discuss. Now let's do one thing. Now let's do one thing, right? Now this is the real scenarios, right? This is my real scenarios where I got the exposure to work on this kind of scenarios. What happened with this one? Let's say one of the companies, Masomin, right? They operate their distribution center across the world in North America, Europe, and Asia, right? And now they want to have that unified network, which connect all that physical location, right, with their Azure hosted application there. At the same time, they want that low latencies to access their data and application. So this is their reason. They have the different reason right there, and they wanted to connect a unified location, a centralized management system, and with low latencies, with higher speed there. Now, what I can do it here, I can utilize my VWAN application. I can utilize my VWAN service. With the VWAN, what I'm going to get it, first thing, centralized management. That's my requirement is going to met. I can use that VNet and sorry, VPN Express route. So across the connection, that connectivity, the different VNet VPN sites going to connect with that VWAN. Enhanced security is also there. I'm introducing firewall also with my VWAN, so that's also going to be there. Correct. Again, the performance is going to be on the better side. Why? Because entire my network is going to be routed on Microsoft backbone network. Entire communication from here to there, here to there, here to there, right? These are happening on that Microsoft backbone network. So that's on that thing side. That's like on that short demo, short brief on that VWAN. Now, if I'll go on my Azure to show you guys something, right? Let me log to my Azure. Now remember one thing. Let me show you something. I already created a VWAN. For what reason? I'm going to show you how we can do that. But for what reason I did that? Because once you are going to create that VWAN, right? Once you guys going to create that VWAN, you're going to create that VWAN. Creation of the VWAN won't take much than 5 minutes, right? But within that VWAN, when we are going to create that VHub, I talked about that virtual hub. We are going to create that VHub. This VHub, where VHub is what we are going to provide that configuration. Either I want to use that point to site, either I want to use the site to site, either I want to use that express site. That VHub creation will take you more than 30 to 40 minutes. So don't get panic if it's taking more time. At least for my experience, I've seen it taking somewhere like 35 minutes or 36 minutes. So not below than that it takes, right? So VHub creation, VWAN creation 5 minutes, but VHub creation will take 30 to 40 minutes here. What does VHub creation? I'll show you, but before, like just for an example, I'm going to create and will show it from there. If you connect on the settings, connectivity, this hub we call VHub, right? This VHub creation will take at least 30 to 40 minutes. But now, like as we do, this is on the one side. If I need to create my this virtual WAN, what I can do it here, I'm going to search that what VWAN here or virtual WAN, or either way you can search it there, right? If I'll select my VWAN, the first solution which I'm going to get it, this one. I'm going to create on VWAN. I'm going to create a new one. Going to create a new one. Now everything is pretty same. It's very easy to create that VWAN, right? Just provide the resource group, demo resource group, the reason, and the name. As I'm saying it VWAN demo, for example, right? And then two tier which we type, right? Standard and basic. On that basic, you are not going to get that express route and any to any connectivity. And then I'm using standard. Next, review, and then create. Review and create. Once I'll click on the create, this going to create it, and it will take 5 minutes of maximum time of 5 minutes to create this VWAN. Now, so let's say I done with that creation. I done with that creation, right? Now create. It's very easy. Just provide the name and then click on create. Now, once I created that, I'm going to see that this demo VWAN is created for me with the demo resource group and then region of that one. Once you come click on that, you will see all that region. So currently I've deployed my VWAN in this region. Okay, this region. We can see the topology as well. I'm going to show you in a while, but I deployed it here. Now, once you do that, first thing that you need to commit, right? First thing that you need to do it, you need to create that hubs. You need to create the V hubs. That V hubs is the V hubs is what? So this is my VWAN. I just created a VWAN because VWAN creation is takes nothing, right? Now I need to define some kind of connectivity, whether I want to use that point to site or site to site or express route, what kind of connectivity I want even, right? What kind of connectivities I want to have it that in place. So for that, I need to define some configuration. We call that VHub, or simply you can call that hub. I need to define that hub. So how you're going to do that? Let's click on new hub, right? Again, the reason, right? Define the name. So let's say I'm defining the name of that like VHub1. For an example, this is my VHub1. I'm defining it that, right? Now I need to allocate some IP addresses to my VHub location, right? So let's say I'm saying it, the VHub location is having 10.1.0.0/24 IP address. This is that IP address, they have it. Now here, what should be the capacity you want? There are different capacities basis on your requirement, right? If you wanted to connect 2000 VMs with 3 gigs of router, right? And 3 routing infrastructure unit, all that you can select it basis on your requirement. But see, they have up to 50,000 of VMs to be supported with 50 routing infrastructure unit. You can connect different sites, 50 different sites, and with 50 gigs of router speed, and then 50 VMs, 50,000 VM it can support. So for an example, let's say I'm selecting any of that. Now, what will the routing preference you want? Whether you want to route that from here and there using that express route, VPN, or AS path, which is autonomous system number, right? If you want to use that, you can use for any of them. Let's say I'm selecting for the VPN here. There also you seeing it, right? Creating a VPN, creating a hub with the gateway will take at least 30 minutes. So don't get panic. If you want to configure any site to site, yes, I do want to configure, but for this demo, I'm going to show you point to site. But let's say I'm configuring site to site. That's okay. Provide that autonomous number. You are not going to change that. You will not be able to. You guys know that, right? What is AS number? Anyone trying to say any answer there? What is that AS number?
AS
The
number is
guys.
typically used in the BGP to define their like area or entity, like this belongs to this entity, like
Correct.
that.
But what? Okay. So when there are another AS number as well, right? Autonomous system number, which is there. But what is the use of that? You define it inside that BCP, right? But say, can I use that in AIGRP? Can I use it in OSPF? That AS number?
Yes, yes, in EIGRP also we have AS number concept, I think.
Correct. So what happened? This AS number, right, is 65,515. You cannot change that. This AS number with that Azure, you cannot be able to modify that. So you need to use that same AS number here. Now what happened? I use that same AS number. Now gateway scale unit. What will be my point is side to side gateway scale? How much traffic I want to get it on my side to side. Remember the previous one which I have taken it is my VPN VLAN capacity, right? Now this time I'm configuring side to side within that virtual hub. And then I'm defining what capacities I want to get it there. So let's see anything. I am saying it 1 gig send of this net. Now, whether you want to use that Microsoft network or internet, what is the difference between these two? Let me just give it look here. So what happened? If you're using it from Delhi to Bangalore, if you're using it, my internet traffic, right? How the traffic is going to it? This Delhi traffic is going to reach out to the edge router, and this edge router will take the multiple hops from here and there and there, and then reach out to the Bangalore. But if I'm using that Microsoft network, this next hop will be that Microsoft router, right? And then Microsoft router will look for the nearest location data, and then it will directly reach out to the Bangalore. That means the number of hops is going to be reduced here within Microsoft, and entire traffic is going to be routed within that Microsoft backbone network. You don't even have to reach out to that internet for that. So preferred is Microsoft network as per the Microsoft recommendation, but depending on you, you can use that. Now this is just for that side to side. That's it. Once you do that, your side to side configuration is done on that demo VNF. But if you're going for the point to side, I want to use that point to side VPN gateway. Yes, I do want that. Click here, provide that gateway skill unit again for your point to side. Let's say I'm saying it 500 client. Now you need to provide that point to site server configuration as well, right? So let's say I'm creating a new point to site configuration. Here, you remember, right? If I'll provide, let's say I'm providing a name, right? Now I need to provide the tunnel type as well. Like the way we discussed yesterday, I need to provide some configuration for my point to site VPN. What will be the protocol I'm going to use it there? The guy who worked on that network, they are aware about that. What is that iKeek version 2, iKeek version 1, right? These are the protocol. These are that protocol which use for creation of site to site, right? And then point to site configuration. These are used for creation of site to site and point to site configuration. This is just IKE2 version, right? IKE2 protocol version, where I define my different parameters. What those different parameter? I define my hashing capabilities, right? What will be my hashing? Hashing means the data which I'm sending it should be hash and it should not be readable to other person. I'm defining my encryption capabilities with that. I'm defining my lifetime values, like what will be my lifetime after that, that it's going to be expire, right? That connection which is
Okay.
that's going to be expire. And then I'm also defining my what Diffie-Hellman group, or I can say that Diffie-Hellman group here. And then what will be the last here? Authentication. What type of authentication I'm going to provide for my setup, which is using that VPN tunnel. So if you want to use the default, you can use that. But if let's say you want to use customize one, click on customize and provide that encryption, PFS, right? DH group. This is PFS, preferred forward secrecy, IPsync integration, encryption, all that phase one, phase two, you can provide it there. But I'm using default one, right? This vary company to company, this vary, right? Some of the companies they are going for a strong, more strong encryption method, right? But at the same time, they are not using any PFS group. So yeah, that you can do that, right? You can use that customize as well and do that customized thing there. But now I'm not using that. Now, if you look at there, right? There are you going to authenticate yourself using that Azure VPN, right? Azure certificate. If you remember yesterday what we did the same thing, right? I shared you one link on that WhatsApp chat as well. What we did it here, I generated two certificate using that command, right? Using that Azure document, Azure Learn document, right? I generated two certificate, one as in root and one as in client cert. And then root cert keys, right? Root cert data I provided to my point to site VPN gateway. Root cert data I provide to my point to site VPN gateway. And that is right for that part. When I also imported a client certificate on my laptop, right? And then downloaded that VPN client. That VPN client was going on that VPN gateway to authenticate myself using that Azure certificate. And how they are going to authenticate? Because that point, the root certificate detail which I provided on my VPN, it's going to authenticate using that. So client certificate on my laptop, root certificate detail on my VPN gateway. Let me revise it again. So yesterday when I created a point-to-site VPN configuration, I generated two certificates following that Azure document. One is root, one is client. And then root certificate detail which I generated, I provided to my VPN gateway for my authentication. And then client certificate was installed on my local system. And then downloaded the VPN client, and then I was connecting that VPN client. It's going to authenticate myself with that VPN gateway via Azure certificate, Azure client certificate with Azure root certificate. If the authentication is done, I'm good to go to use my VPN client. So the same thing, right? Same certificate, I'm going to use it here as well. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to provide that root certificate detail, right? And what will be the root certificate detail? Let's just open this one. These are the root certificate detail, right? These are the details which I got it. I export it in B64, right? And then I fetch out the details from there. So I'll copy this one. I'll copy all this one. And what I'll do, I'll going to paste it there. So these are the public certificate data, the root certificate data. I being that self-signed authority, I'm that self-signed authority of this certificate. I generated there and I'm providing it here. Okay. Other thing you can do that TDS as well, Azure Active Directory and Azure Group. I'm not going to do that, right? So once you click on review and create, it will going to create that. So that site to site, point to site configuration, I provided it here. You can use that express route as well. But since I'm not using that, I've not taught you that express route, so skip that. But yeah, you can do that express route. It's very easy to create that. Again, select that scalable unit, what is scalable unit you want, and then express route circuit is going to create. Now next, review and create. Now, once I'll do the review and create, right? This is going to take at least 30 to 40 minutes to create that, right? So for that reason, what I did, the same configuration, I created it already. This is my demo VHub. I created demo VHub already, right? Now you can see that after 40 minutes, when I checked, my stated got succeed here, and I got that things in place now. What will be my address space of my point to site? 172.16. Now, if I'm going to connect my point to site VPN, right? what will be the IP I'm going to get it? I'm going to get that IP from that 172.16 IPs. 172.16, right? If I'll show you, let's say I'm just trying to show it here, right? So I provided a hub IP address as 172.16 here, right? And all of that things are, which is in place here. Let me show you something else. So far you good, right? So far, any questions? If no, let's move further there. So now, if you click on the point to site, there are expressed out as site to site as well, but I'm using that point to site here, right? I'm using that point to site. So all that stuffs which I configured, it's mentioned it here, right? It's already mentioned. Now let's do one thing. What I need to do it here. I need to create now. So point to site configuration I configured there, but I need to create some connection now. Where exactly what I want to access it, right? So this is the thing for now. What I've done it. I created a VWAN. Inside that VWAN, I created this, right? Hub. Inside that hub, what I defined my point to site VPN configuration, like what will be my point to site configuration, what will be the IP it's going to take it, all defined inside there one. Now, this is I done, right? But what exactly I'm going to connect it there? What exactly I'm going to access it from here and there, right? So for that, what I'm going to do it, that I'm going to deploy again a virtual machine and configuring that IES there. Configuring that IES from there, right? And now this is my laptop. This is my own laptop. This is my laptop, this laptop from which I am working it currently. It's sitting on the internet, no configuration now. But from the point to site VPN, which is deployed inside that VPN, I'm going to download the client like that I did yesterday. I'm going to download the client and then installing it on my laptop, and then we'll access from the internet via private network this IES server. But now this IES server needs to be in place. For that, I need to create some configuration, right? Because I need to have that connectivity from VWAN to my VM as well. So for that, I'm going to add that connection here. Any doubt? Any questions you are getting it? So let's just do that. Create that add connection. Provide that connection name. So let's say I'm saying it. But since I do not have that VM, I do not have that virtual machine. Let's go first and create that. Let's go and create that virtual machine first. So quickly go on VM here. So currently no VNet is there. What I'm going to do it here, I'm going to configure that VM. Saying it create. This is everyone we know, right? This is all like I did it multiple times. So I'm going to not going any new things here. I'm going to configure that virtual machine with IIS server configuration. Sorry. So this is my, let's see, I'm saying it demo VM. Inside that my VM is configured. My service is going to be configured there, right? And everything will remain it same here, standard. I'm going to select the same one. To select that, what Windows 2016, and then just to select this one. Now provide that password and then name. So this VWAN is pretty new, right? I mean, as per my experience, only few of that who's aware about that Azure cloud is aware about this VWAN. But if you take that good command on that, you will get more exposure there. So let me put that standard there. Now networking, it's creating me a demo VNet, but I want to create with my new subnet here. Let's say I'm using that. Instead of using this subnet, I'm using that some other subnet. 192.168.1.0/24. I'm using this subnet here. Okay. And then it's asking me to provide one subnet. So let's say net providing this subnet here. Wait, I'm getting subnet here. Let me create the demo one. later on, once we'll move with the chapter, right, all that stuffs we are going to create with the ARM template as well. But for now, let's do the same way. 192.168.1.0. Then I'm going to use that 24. I created a VNet with that same name here, and then rest of the things will remain as it is. So on this one, I'm going to configure IIS server, and I'm going to show you from that Azure also, and from that my local system also, how with the help of VWAN, I'm going to use that. I'm going to connect that. So let's just do that. Let's just this VM to be created. And now the other stuff which I'm going to do it, I'm going to create another VM. So this will be the topology is like we have V1, we have V1 in place. With that, like V configuration, we have configuration there, right? Now what I did, I deployed one demo VM in different VNet. This is my VNet one, for example, VNet one, right? Now I deploying another VM with VNet 2, right? Now, with the help of, I'm going to create a connection, which we seen. I'm going to create a connection for this VNet to VHub and this demo VNet with the VHub. Now, with this VM2, I'm going to access this demo VM application, that IIS application from that VHub, from that VLAN, right? From that VLAN, I'm going to access this one. And then from the laptop also, I'm going to connecting that point to site for my VHub, VWAN, and then going to access this demo VM here. So that's what I'm going to do it. Let me do one thing. Let me draw a drawing, a small drawing here, so that you'll get it. So this is hub, and this is what? Demo VM, right? This is demo VM. And now this is VM1, which I'm just creating it now, right? VM1 will access it from hub. We'll create a connection here. And from VM1, I'm going to reach out hub, and hub will reach out to demo VM for my service to be accessible. My end goal is to reach out to demo VM, right? This way I'm going to access it, right? This is in VNet 1, and this is in altogether in different VNet, right? The next thing which I'm going to do it, this is my laptop. I download the config, right? I'll download the config, and from that config, I'm going to connect to my VHub, and then from that VHub, I'm going to reach out to my demo VM. That's the stuff I'm going to do it now, right? So now this is second VM which I'm creating. Let's just quickly do that. Now name it like VM1, right? And then everything it is same. Put that name here. Let's say easy admin. Now next. Now let's create another new VNet, right? Create a new VNet, and I call it as it is like 10 dot somewhere like 4 dot 10.44, and let's say seeing it /24, right? /24, I'm providing it here. That's net one. Then everything will remain same. I'm going to remove that public IP also from there, right? So that the connection should only happen with the private one. Now till the time this VM is creating, let's do one thing. Go in that previous VM and configure IIS application. On this VM, configure the IIS application. It's a bit of typical demo section, but yeah, this will clear the concept. We will get that. So provide that password here. And I'm just going to configure that IS server. That's it. Nothing else. I'm going to do it here. Now till the time this is getting loaded, right? Let's just server manage to open here. Till the time this is opening, right? Okay, this is already open. Let's just configure that IS server there. Let this server manager to be open, and then I'm just quickly do that ISVM web service configuration here. So till the time this is opening, what I'll do, the next step is I'll go on VWAN. Inside that VWAN, I need to create that circuit connection, right? So let's do one thing, create a connection till the time this is happening. Now we have all that pairing VM and then the other VM and then demo VM as well. So let's just create the connection. Okay, the server is also open. Install that service, web service, add feature, next, 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 install. Let this to be installed, right? Now, in the meantime, go on there and create that connection. Currently, there is only showing nothing is there, right? Only virtual network and no virtual network there. Let's just go and create that. So I'm saying it VM1 to demo. What will be a hub? The demo VM hub. What will be the resource group? Demo resource group. What will be the virtual network? It will be the demo VM virtual network. What will be the router table? The default route table will automatically going to be created when you use that. Use that default route table and keep everything as it is now. You don't have to worry about that anything. You don't have to provide any static route, right? Because the route, I'll show you that route which they create, and that route, it's going to create it automatically without that your intervention there, right? So you just need to provide that default route table. I'll tell you one troubleshooting, one issue which I face in my scenario, and that issue you can resolve it basis on that part. Right now, what next is, so once that is done, 1 second, give me. This is installing it here. I just give that. So let's just give that create. Now add another connection. This is what we selected for the VM1. So again, VM1 to VM1. I'm adding another VNet. I'm adding another VM, which is another VNet, which is having the demo VM. So again, this one, demo, all with the virtual network. So previously we added demo VNet. Now add that this VNet also, then V1 VNet. Associate the route table there, default, and create. Okay. So I'm getting some error. Let's just see what error I'm getting it. Okay. So once the first one will get happened, then only, let me delete this diagram here. Okay, that another operation is in progress. So wait for one to be added and then we'll do that. So far we are good, right? So far what I created hub, I have created a hub. Inside that hub, I defined my configuration, whatever the configuration I want to use for my point to site. I'm taking this demo for point to site. I defined that point to site configuration here. I can define my site to site also, express site also, but for this demo, I define my point to site. Now that is done. Now I'm creating a connection. What all network I want to connect with my VWAN. So I'm defining it here, right? I'm defining it here. So let's just to be created. So one VNet got added here. This demo VNet, it's updating. Right? Let's just wait this to be completed and then we'll do that. Then we create the another one. So now this is connected, showing me updating and connected. Connectivity status is connected, and then provision is connecting. Now let's see if that other one will able to add that. Again, let's say I'm saying it VM1 VNet. Create that hub, my demo VM hub, resource group, my demo. VNet is VM VNet. This is my another VNet from which I'm going to access this. Default, click on create. It's just adding that, right? Wait for that to be added. Wait for that to be added there. So first, the first one is connected, demo VNet is connected, and then VM1 is updating. And in the meantime, let's see if that server is, what will be the private IP address of my that VM? Let's just check the demo VM private IP. So the demo VM is having the private IP of 192.168.1.4. Let's just see if that server installation got succeed. Open that browser. You guys are following me, right? You guys are getting what I'm doing it, right? We are all on the same page, right? Can someone please give me a thumbs up there?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So let me use that. Don't use that recommended setting. Put that here. Okay. Now, what was my IP? I forget that. It was 1.4, 192.168, 1.4, right? So let me just do that. Mhm. 192.168, 1.4. Okay, this IS server is working fine locally from that VM. Okay, now let's disconnect this VM now. Now let's disconnect this VM. So connection is also, let's see that connection added or not. Okay, so both of that connection is added. It's both of them is added. So two virtual network currently added. One is for demo VNet, and then other is for VM VNet. Now another thing, if you see it there, right? If you go on that VNet, one thing I wanted to show you, if you go in a demo VNet, if you go in pairings, you will see one pairing got connected. To whom? To with hub VNet reason. I have not created this pairing. I just added the connection. But as soon as I'm adding the connection, it's got created a pairing with that remote VNet hub pairing. Right? Now, if we'll go for the another VNet as well, right? That VM1 VNet, you will see another pairing is also get connected here also. So for both of them, my demo, my hub VM is hub V1, right? It's going to connect with the demo VM and then VM VNet, and then pairing is in place now for them, right? Then connection is also added. Connection is also added. Now let's do one thing. Take that access of another VM. Now from VM1, I will access that. I will try to access my demo VM, because currently there is no connectivity between them, right? No pairing between demo VM and VM VM. They all connected with that hub via connection which I established, right? So let's see, connect this pairing, right? When I clicked the demo VM, it's created the pairing. When I added the connection, it's created the pairing there. Let's open that. Connect for that. So I logged into my VM1. This is my VM1. This is my VM1. I logged into my VM1 here. I logged into my VM1. Let this to be uploaded. So let me open the browser here. This is my VM1, right? And from the VM1, I'm going to access my demo VM with no connectivity from each other. Although that they are connected with the hub VWAN, right? So HTTP, this is a bit slow. HTTP and then 192.168.1.4. See, I'm able to get that access of my this IaaS server, which is configured on that demo VM, right? Which have that IP address. Now I'm accessing it from my VM1, which have no connectivity with the demo VNet, right? It's connected via hub VNet. It's going the network from the hub VNet. If I'll show it more, let me show you another thing, right? Just to show you that. If I'll open my CMD prompt here. So this traffic now is going via the VWAN. There is no connectivity between them, right? This traffic is going via VWAN now. Let me open that CMD here. And if I'll show you the route, what route is taking it here, right? Now see this one. The default route, it's going to take this interface here, right? 10.44.0.1. That this is the same VNet which I have provided for my VNet connectivity, for VHAB connectivity, right? So all that traffic, right, for this 10.00, and then everything is going to be routed there. And if I'll print that route table, so this is that print also is route table one, right? Print dash R. Not sure what will be the command then. Unable to initialize that. But yeah, that is what, like, you are able to get that. Well, ping is automatically get block here. But if I'll do that, next that I'm seeing it, my traffic is going via VWAN. My traffic is going via VWAN. I'm reaching out to this my web server via VWAN traffic. Any doubt so far? Right. So the next thing which we are going to do it there, I'm going to download that VPN config on my local system, right? That VPN client config from where? So first thing what I did it from here, first thing what I did so far, VWAN hub. Inside that hub, define the point to site, right? Configured a VM1 in VNet1. Configure a demo VM in configure a demo VM in VNet2. Created a connection with that hub. No connection between them, right? No connection between them. Created a connection between them. Now try to access VM1, try to access the demo VM from VM1. And I got that my IaaS server response. So that's what we did, right? If you have any question, let me know, right? Now, next thing which I'm going to do, this is my laptop. I'm going to access my demo VM from my laptop. We're using point to site configuration, which I configured on this hub. Okay. Now let's just take, we'll meet at 10:20 now. Let's just take some break here. You guys also have your coffee, and then we'll meet it again. Thanks, guys. We'll back in 15 minutes here. Let me stop the recording. So far, just to revise what we discussed. So, like, I think I have that in my notepad. So what we did so far, right? We created a VWAN, right? With this demo VWAN, we created this demo VWAN, right? And inside that VWAN, I defined my configuration where I defined my configuration hub. I created a hub side, and inside that, I defined my point to site configuration. You can define your site to site. I'm going to show you how to define that site to site config to connect your different location using VWAN. I'm going to show you, but for the demo, I did that point to site also. You can use it express route also, right? That there also you can do that. So for that, what I created a VWAN. Inside that VWAN, I created my hub, and inside that hub, I defined what? I defined my point to site configuration. Okay. Now this is done, right? And then I deployed a VM1. I deployed another VM, demo VM. This is in VNet 1 for an example. This is in VNet 2. Now, this I want to connect from VM1 to demo VM, which hosted my IaaS application, IaaS server, right? So currently there is no connectivity in between them, but I created a connection on hub. I created a connection here, virtual network connection, right? I created a connection here, and then I was able to connect from here to there. And I've shown you that route which is taking it on these VM is taking it via hub network. So this is what did so far. Now the next step, which I'm going to do it now, this is my laptop. This is my laptop. And from this laptop, I'm going to download my VPN client. I'm going to download the VPN client, right? And you remember, I use the same certificate here, right? When I configure that point to site configuration, right? I'll show you. I use the same root certificate key. Which root certificate I was talking about? This one. I use the same root certificate here, right? So it means the client certificate is already there. Yesterday we did that. Client certificate is already there on my system. The only thing I need to do it is need to style that VPN client in my local system. So what I do for that, what I needed, it's pretty much same that the point to site works. Just go there. This is there, right? I came to my inside that connectivity, how we already configured, right? VPN side, I'm going to tell you. Connection we already did. Express route we are not talking about. So I'm going to user VPN configuration here, right? And if you open this one, user VPN configuration here, it's the same one. Let me show you that. It's the same one, right? I used that Azure certificate and provided that data of my Azure root certificate here, right? It's the same one. So now what I'm going to do it, I'm going to download this virtual VWAN profile. It will be AAPATLS, right? Click on that and then download it. It will be the same kind of setup, right? That yesterday we downloaded and installed that point to site VPN client. It will be the same stuff. That's going to be happening here. Now let's do that. It's downloading that. Wait for a second to download. This would be a zip file will get downloaded here. Not downloaded here. That's downloaded now. Open this zip file. It's to be completed and then open this one. So I'm opening this zip file, which is there. Let me extract it. Look at this one, right? It's pretty much same that we did it in our point to site VPN. Open this one. Now this is VPN client setup. Click this one and run as an admin. Run as an admin here. Now run as an admin. I want to run this one. Run anyway. Yes, pop-up game. Do you want to install that VPN client? Yes, I do want that. Install it. Now that's it. The VPN core installed now. VPN client is installed now. How can I check that? So let me in this configuration, open this VPN client. Now if I'll come in network and internet, this is a VPN here, right? VPN is here. Now I installed this one, right? This demo VPN. Demo VPN VWAN which I created. I installed this one, right? Just simply go and connect this one. So this pop-up will come. It will ask to connect. Once I'll click on connect, it's going to check that certificate. It's going to establish the connection with that VPN, and then it's going to establish the connection with that. If it's get connected, it will show that it is connected. Otherwise, it will show that it's going to identify that VPN certificate. Now, see that it's got connected, right? After that, it's got connected, right? The same thing you do for VPN gateway as well. VPN gateway for point to site. Now my VPN client is connected. I'm seeing that status hasn't connected. Let me remove these two so that you'll only see this one, right? Remove this one and then remove this one too.
Sumit, are you there? Did we miss you?
Sumit, we lost you.
Yeah, I'm sorry because I connected with my VPN, right? So my internet got disconnected. So this can be happen with you guys as well, right? So once you connect with VPN, it happens like once you connect with the another VPN, you lost your internet connectivity. So same happened with me. But yeah, I was able to access, I was able to browse, right? You guys seen that, right, or not? That when I browsed that virtual machine, you guys seen that, or like, do you want me to repeat that? Hello? My voice is clear to anyone now, right?
Yeah, after connecting VPN, your screen was invisible and you were lost.
Okay, so now what I did, right? I was connecting to this VPN here. I was connecting to this VPN. Since my VPN connection is lost, right? So I'm not able to access this now. So what I did here, right? If you look at this one, there is the demo VPN. It's not disconnected, right? So once I'll connect it, right? And then I'll browse it, I was able to access this VM as well, right? I was able to access this VM as well. Let me do it again, but not sure if my VPN will get disconnect again, right? But what I was trying to show you guys on that CMD, if I'll open CMD and if I'll show you IP config call, currently I disconnected with my VPN which I installed it there. Otherwise, you will going to see it here, one of the NIC for that your VWAN, right? Let me do it again. If I'll disconnect, I'll just try to rejoin it here, right? So I'm going to do it again. Let me show you guys again. So open that connect and then open it. I'm just trying to connect it here. So open for the dialog box, connect here. So this is connected now, right? Let me open this one and try to browse this. Now my web server is visible. You guys are able to hear me, right? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now my VM is accessible. Now let's quickly do that IP config. IP config off, right? So where is that adapter? Yeah, see that it's demo V1, right? Demo V1, it got created and it's the same IP address which I provided to my pool and I was getting it. 10202. This is the pool of IP address 10.2.10.2.0.0/24 IP address I provided to my pool. And from that pool, I'm getting that IP address. Now this demo VM user config got enabled here, right? So if I'll do that, next that, so our NIC got solved here. And at the same time, see my default route is now going with that 172, which is my VP, which is my demo VPN, right? Demo VWAN. So my traffic is going with the demo VWAN, and this connection, which I'm saying it's got connected via my demo VPN, right? So the demo VPN is the same configuration which we did yesterday for our point to site VPN as well. But the only difference is here, this time I'm connecting it. Now I disconnected that. I disconnected the VPN. Let me show you if I'm able to do it now. Now it won't be visible now because I disconnected the VPN, right? So this is about demo. This is about VWAN for point to site. Now the another question which comes, right, you guys are getting it, how we will going to connect with that site to site. I'm okay with that point to site. You did that demo and provided that point to site. How you're going to connect with that site to site. So for site to site, what you need to do. So we covered some of the option here, right? You seen that virtual network connection, which I added my network here. I configured that hub where I provided a point to site. I can provide site to site or even I can provide express route, but I provided point to site here. And then user configuration, I downloaded my VPN configuration for there. Now, to create your different site to site from V1, currently what I did, I uses this person to access this VM from internet using that downloading this profile. Right now, the other requirement is how can I connect my Delhi office to my Mumbai office via VWAN. How can I do that? You can also do that. For that, you need to create a VPN site. You need to create one VPN site for Delhi, one VPN site for Mumbai. So creating that is very easy. Create the site here. Provide the name. So let's say I'm saying it demo site. Right? Now, the device vendor, what would be the device vendor at the other end? It can be your Cisco router, it can be your Palo Alto device, or it can be your checkpoint firewall, whatever the device is there. So let's say I'm saying it, the device is Cisco, for an example. Saying this device is Cisco. That device on the other side is Cisco. Now, what will be that IP address of that Cisco device, which I need to configure here? So let's say that device is using is 10.4.10.0.4.0/24. This is my IP address that Pune device, that my different device, the other end side is using it, right? That other end side is using it. My Delhi network is using this one, and they are having the Cisco device as in, which is working it there. They have the Cisco router, they're on-prem, and then Cisco router is a point of connectivity from them. And then the subnet is this one. You can add another subnet as well, right? But let's say I'm just using this one. Now provide the link detail, right? What is the link details you are having it? So let's say I'm saying it link 1 and link speed is 250 gigs for an example, right? 250, you can say 250 Mbps or a link is this speed there. What will be the link provider name? I'm saying it, let's say Tata. For an example, I'm saying it Tata. What will be the IP address of my link? The other IP address, right? From where I'm going to connect. So that site I'm going to provide it here. So let's say that IP address which I'm going to connect is like 1.1.1 for an example. Do you have any BGP, any ASN number? Yes, I do have, provide them. And then click on create. So once you'll create that, your one VPN site got created. Once the VPN site will get created, right? What you need to do, you need to connect that VPN site. Once the VPN site will get created, so let me create that. Let me show you that. So for the demo, I'm creating it like, let's say Delhi. Okay, Delhi, and then the device vendor is Cisco. Cisco. Then IP address of that Delhi office is 10.4.0.0/24. Then link. What will be the link name? So I'm saying it Delhi link, Delhi line. Okay. Link speed is 250. Provider name is Tata, for an example. I'm just giving a demo name here. In the real scenario, you need to give the same thing. IP address of my Tata link 1.1. So, yeah. This is my IP address. Now review and create. So one side got created, right? Just provided a detail on the other side, like what will be the site address, right? What will be the name and what will be the site VPN site. So once this will get created, what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect that. I'm going to connect that. It's just to be created first. So this is created now. So this Delhi site is created here. My Delhi site got created. Let's just move back to my VWAN. VPN site. Now this VPN site is currently provisioning, right? It's showing connection needed because I do not have that connection at the other end. Once that connection site, this provision will show connected. Once you show the connected, right? What the option is, you're going to get it here. The option at the same here, you're going to connect it to this, connect to that VPN site. All right, connect to that VPN site. You will see another option here, connect to that VPN site. Once you click on connected, right? You need to download that site-to-site configuration. The same thing. You need to download that site-to-site configuration, right? And once you download that site-to-site configuration, you need to import it where? Like here in my case, I need to import this site-to-site configuration in my Cisco router, like which is having the Delhi address, right? Once which is having the Delhi, I need to provide that site-to-site configuration to my Delhi router, which will be my edge point to connect, right? And we'll say, hey, this is that configuration part. Take this and import it to your router, or import it to your firewall, right? Or create that configuration on your firewall. That's it. Once you've done that, you are done with that. So you are created that VPN site, and then you connect it to that VPN site, and then you so I need to provide the blob here, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, so what you did for that VPN to be created, right? For that site to site to be connected. First thing, create VPN site. Create VPN site. Second thing is connect to that VPN site. Once the connection got established, connect to that VPN site. That's it. That's all you need to do. Create the VPN site, which we created. Since I'm not having that VPN site connection, like the on-prem info and all that. So after that, like once it will in place, right? I'm going to connect that VPN site. Once that VPN site I'm connected it, I'm going to download that site-to-site config here, right? And then I'm going to import it to my pairing device, which is like on the Delhi side, which is existing it there. All right. Now, this is on that. And if you look at further, there are some other concepts. So these are the main pillar here. These are the connectivity is the main pillar. connectivity is the main expertise here, which is needed for your demo for this that we went to be work, right? In the configuration, if you come on the configuration, you will see, right, that virtual WAN type we are using is standard, right? You cannot change once you opted for that standard, you cannot change that basic, and it's showing you that what configuration you are going to get that basic and what configuration you are going to get that side to side with standard one, right? Then properties, every resource which is there on the Azure side, every resource inside that Azure side will have that unique resource ID. Whether you're deploying a virtual machine, whether you're deploying a VWAN, whether you're deploying any load balancer, all that stuffs will have some unique resource ID. So for that also, they have this unique resource ID there. And then rest of the things is pretty common. Subscription ID, demo, reason, and name. Right? That's all things is there. Now, if we come down, you have that monitor in place. I'm going to cover that in more detail, but yeah, you have that connection monitor. You can see what are the connection total coming in, what are their input and output, all that things that in different metrics, you can see it from here. And then one thing more you can see it there. If I'll go in overview, I'm getting the topology as well. If I download, show you this topology to you guys, it give me the entire infrastructure, right? In a pictorial view, what are the steps I've connected? What is that connectivity my to infrastructure? So here, this is my VWAN, right? I created a demo VWAN hub, right? And now connected to a side to side, which is Delhi office. So this VWAN connected with that Delhi office here. Now this demo V hub, which we have created, a virtual hub, right? It's connected with the VM1 and created with that VNet one. Created with the demo VM with the VNet of demo VM. So this is demo VM connected with demo VNet, VM1 connected with that VM1 VNet, right? So this is seems to be easy for you because like we have smaller architecture here, right? But just think about you have 100 of architecture, 100 of things are connected here, right? Then in that case, this topology is very much helpful for you guys. This is going to help you out here. So I think I covered not some, all of the point on that VWAN. Any guys, any questions you have it, please feel free to ask. Now, as a part of the cleanup, I'm going to
That
resource group.
notepad is like is that in the notepad format? The whatever you are downloading the configuration part.
There's that VPN configuration file you're saying it?
No. Yeah, VPN configuration, side to side VPN configuration.
Yeah. You can import it, export it, right? And then you can unzip the file and you can copy that configuration and export it to the next vendor.
And there is no need of
So
IKE V1 V2 kind of thing, pre-shared key kind of thing. Directly importing of this service, this one will
Let
be
me show you
sufficient.
that. Let me show you that. One second. If I'll go here, VWAN. So you're saying point to side or side to side? You're saying for the point to side or side
Side
to
to
side?
side to side.
Okay. So for side to side, if I'll go here, let me show you that, right? Download that VPN configuration. I need to provide one storage account, right? I'll go that and we'll provide that blob SAS URL. Go my storage account. There's one storage account. Once I'll download it, right? It will store it to my SAS URL. Wait to be show it here. Go in blob. So currently it's not downloaded here. Wait for a second to download. Not getting it here. One second. But yeah, you can see that, right? You can explore that, download that, and then it will be like the way which I'm getting it, right? It will be in a normal TXT file. You can open that and you can copy that config, right? All that config which you are setting it where, right? So since I use that default parameter, that IKE version 1, version 2, you are saying it, right? When I was creating that site-to-site hub, demo VN here, when I was creating that site-to-site configuration inside my hub, I was getting that. See, there it is. So site to site, when I created it inside the demo VM, since I have not created, I created a unique point to site here, right? That's what you're saying, that point to site configuration. But you create that one, the site to site you create. And you create that site to site, all that gateway skill you need to define, and then internet. And then it will create that, right? It will create that site to site traffic for you, site to site gateway to you. But I showed the demo for the point to site, but you'll create that site to site here. Once you open that site to site, right? You will be able to download that config like the way I downloaded it here, and it will be in normal txt file. You can all that, so I use it here. That all that config, right, you talked about all that config which I use the default parameter, the different hashing algorithm like I phase 1, phase 2, right? And then encryption, authentication, hashing, all that, it's a default parameter. So you see, once I'll get that site to VPN site, there is a connect VPN site. Click on connect VPN site, which I talked, connect VPN site, and then download this VPN config here. That's it. Download this VPN config, and then you'll be able to work on that. Yeah, so that's what, like I did that, right? Device vendor and private IP address linking and all that. Now since I started dealing that, once you click on connect on VPN device, this option, once I'll have that other day, right? And then download this VPN config, and it will be a normal txt file. Download this VPN config and import it to your next router. If you have that firewall, create that config on your firewall there.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
that's thanks. Thank
So,
you.
so this is Vidit here.
Yeah.
Related to your topology or the design that you done. For example, I have an office in Delhi. I have a DMZ or a virtual network in Azure. Okay. Now now the users of Delhi are also road warriors. They say they will work from home. So now, if I use this Azure, what do you call, WAN or Azure Hub technology, whatever you said, if I make site to, will that be okay to do site to site or site to point? Because there's only one database in the Azure data network.
So if I'm
And
taking
from the
it
Delhi
correctly,
office,
you have the Delhi office and you have that Azure
and
environment,
then
right?
Azure database I have.
This is Teams. Oh, okay, Azure database only. Azure DB. You're using Azure
Some
SQL
DB,
only, right?
some database is there.
Okay.
Now,
Now,
using this WAN,
uh-huh.
should I go for point to site or site to point?
No. So this is what you're doing,
Using
right? You're connecting Delhi site to that Azure environment. So there is not the point to site. Connecting the one branch to your environment to Azure, right? Branch. Individual person, you are connecting it. This is the case of point to site. This is the case of site to site. Because
I
you're
should
connecting one
build
branch.
site to site here then.
Correct, site to site. Using that, we are
Now, by
like
the user sitting in Delhi, when he is working at home, he use that VPN client on his laptop and he can connect, right?
So that is point to site. That's not the site to site. But you're saying it, you need to connect Delhi office to that Azure environment. If you're trying to connect this user, right? This user you wanted to connect, you can just create the point to site, provide that VPN setup to them, and then you're good to go. But if you're trying to connect the Delhi office connectivity with that Azure environment, right? Using VWAN, you need to go for site to site. Because this branch, I'm total branch. If that person, okay, let's say now this person is logged in inside.
The user is in Delhi office. For example,
Delhi office. Okay.
he goes to
Now
his
user is in
hometown
Delhi.
and then
Okay. Now the Delhi user is in Delhi office, right? Now what
correct.
happened? This Delhi and user is having a connectivity. This Delhi and Azure database is having a connectivity using site to site. Okay.
Correct.
Delhi to office. Only Delhi's office is having a connectivity to DB via site to site. Now this person, let's say the Delhi office, you're providing some on-prem VPN client. For an example, you're providing an on-prem VPN client, you're using global product. Let's say Palo Alto, you're using it, or anything, you're using global product. That person connected with the global product and this person logged into the Delhi office, right? Now, if this person wanted to reach out to that Azure DB, the connection, you need to provide that interesting subnet in your Delhi VPN office, and then the person from that global port that connected it here can reach out to that Azure, because you have that connectivity using site to site. And this person is connected to Delhi office using global port.
So
If you want,
no, when he
Mhm.
lands to Delhi office, we should have a machine
Mhm.
over there or something like that, or how is it?
So if this person is sitting on LAN, for example, this person is sitting on LAN, then also you can able to access that using site to site. But if this person is on that remote, like let's say you went to the remote, right? For the remote, first connect with that global protect, any VPN solution. And from that global protect, you should define that in your configuration. For reaching out to, let's say, the DB, you have the 10.1.1. For reaching out to 10.1.1, take this interface to that via site to site. Go via site to site, and then you reach out to Azure DB.
And again,
Make
I
sense?
can also, I understand.
Mhm.
So I should use
Mhm.
this client on his laptop and then the site to
Mhm.
site here between the offices. That's what you need to say.
Yeah, exactly. But if you have only requirement, let's say you just have the requirement, you're saying it, hey, I just want to connect database. This person only want to connect with the database, right? And I just need that Azure connectivity. I do not need that Delhi connectivity there. I just need that Azure connectivity, right? So in that case, what you can do, you just provide the site-to-site connectivity here and there, and the person will connect the VPN client and directly connect to the Azure database. But
Yeah,
you're
that's what
saying
my
it
question
via
was.
Delhi. Okay,
Can
what?
I put this certificate on the site to site, whatever you configure? Can I put that certificate in the user laptop? And he can also establish a connection, right? No, but it has to be on the router only, you say, on site to site,
No.
correct?
Site to site is just for the branch to branch, right? Point to site is for the person to branch, right?
Okay.
Individual to branch. Here, what I'm saying it, if you're trying to connect this person only to that Azure, use that point to site. But if you're saying it, this person need to go via Delhi to that Azure. So then for this one, you need to have that connectivity via site to site. And for this user, you need to have connectivity via point to site or your SSL VPN, which you're using it for the Delhi. And this Delhi is on the on-prem. So that way you need to do. You cannot do that for this user to point to
Okay,
site to site.
if I use point to site, can I restrict
Mhm.
only with the respective port of Azure database for file transfer? Can I
Yeah,
restrict it
exactly.
only
You
for
can do that.
respective?
Yeah. You can do that. Let's say, yeah, that's pretty much feasible, right? You have that person. Now you're only connecting with that Azure database using that point to site, right? Now you want to, let's say, database works on the SQL port on 1433, right? You have that port on 1433. This 143 you wanted to
Correct.
test it in, and rest of the communication you want to block. What you can do, you have that Azure file integration here, right? Send this traffic, this person which is coming from the VPN from Azure VWAN sent to the Azure firewall. Azure firewall will only allow that 1433. If I'm coming on 443, I should get that access block, right? And then the Azure firewall which reach out to your database will send the traffic to that Azure firewall. Azure firewall will send to that VWAN. VWAN will reach out to that person. You can
So,
do that.
I hear the VPN will be built from the firewall to the user laptop, right?
Correct.
Not this
Correct.
virtual WAN.
Yeah.
Okay. The virtual
Okay.
WAN will not come into that picture there. Thank you.
Yeah, no, so for the Azure firewall, from the Azure firewall, it will go to the database, Azure firewall to the user, then Azure firewall return the traffic to the VWAN. VWAN will go to that user, because my tunnel is established from the VWAN, right? It's not with the Azure firewall.
See, in that case,
Mm.
what do you call, keep Azure firewall aside, put an NSG on that subnet and
You
build
cannot,
a tunnel between.
No. So have you like, while creating this VPN, right? While creating this VWAN, have you ever seen I use that VNet and the subnet? No, right? Nowhere I use that. Look at that. Like, is there any VNet subnet configuration I'm provided? I provided
Okay.
VPN and subnet configuration for that VPN and point to site configuration, right? Not for the creation of itself the demo VN. No, right? So you cannot put that NSG on that one. You cannot put that NSG there. See, the demo VM NSG is there for the demo, but there is no NSG for a demo VN. You cannot do that. You need to put it that firewall if you want to restrict that traffic in between. Okay. I hope this answers your question. So, Vivek,
I understand.
thank you.
I thought
Any
to
more question, guys,
simplify
or
in
should we are
another.
good to close this? Any more
Hey, hi,
question?
Swin. Mangesh here. Okay,
Okay,
so
Mangesh.
VWAN and SD-WAN, Azure SD-WAN is the same thing, or we can say?
It's pretty much same thing, right? If you look at the SD-WAN, what did it do? It connect the multiple site using that SD-WAN, right? Software defined networking. Then
Correct.
VWAN also you're doing the same thing, right? You are managing it centralized, and you're connecting your different office area or point to site area using that virtual WAN. So I can relate that virtual WAN with that set SD-WAN. I do not have that much of the exposure on the SD-WAN side, but yeah, if I look at the higher concepts, SD-WAN seems to be pretty much similar with that VWAN.
Suppose I choosing the SD-WAN VWAN, that because of their costing difference, that's why people are choosing going SD-WAN.
See, SD-WAN, I did not work on that
Okay,
SD-WAN, but not
okay.
sure like what SD-WAN, like how it works, what is the cost on that part. But yeah, on that higher level, you can see that VWAN, why VWAN person is using it, right? VWAN, they're using it first thing, it's on the cloud.
Hmm.
It's on the cloud, right? It's nothing on the on-prem side, it's on the cloud. Setting up the VWAN is pretty easy. SD-WAN deployment is too hard, right? I seen that. SD-WAN, you need to learn everything is there, right? But if you spend 1 hour of time to establishing that VWAN, you will be able to do that. Connecting that site is pretty easy. The different site, getting the point to site, right? Very easy, right? I did that with the point matter of second, that point to site configuration, right? So that configuration, that managing it, logging everything, all that stuff is pretty easy on the cloud. And I'm not sure about the SD-WAN, but yeah, you can relate that SD-WAN very easily to that cloud environment as VWAN.
Yes, so
Okay.
Sumit, I have one more question. So like we have the all the data center
May I
in the
know your name,
cloud. Then
please? May I
yeah,
know it,
my name is
please?
Sujit. Yeah.
Hey, Sujit, right?
So the thing
Yeah, hi,
is
Sujit.
that suppose we have a fully data center deployed on the this Azure, then we can use this VWAN, right? If we have the hybrid, some data
Then
50% we have.
also you can use that. Then also you can use that VWAN. If you have that hybrid setup, right? Then also you can use that. Let's say 50% on the on-prem side and 50% on the Azure cloud. You can connect your Delhi other offices on the on-prem, right? The on-prem. Connect with that Azure VWAN and then divert the traffic accordingly. You can use that also. It's
So
not just for
we
the
need to
cloud, right?
one thing
Mhm.
for data center for the one VPN connectivity.
Yeah,
On-prem
exactly.
data
You
center,
can do
right?
that. Yeah, on-prem data center, you can create a VPN site, right? Create a VPN site with the Azure VWAN and then connect it. So let's say, for an example, just take an example which I given it, right? You have Mumbai data center, right? You have data center in the Mumbai, and you wanted to connect with the Delhi one data center. Right? How are you going to connect it? Via site to site VPN, right? Via site to site, create a tunnel,
Yes.
right? Phase one, phase two tunnel, and then going to connect it, right? But now, if you have 100 of office, right? Now every office needs to connect with the tunnel, right? And you do not want to do that. Then what you do, use for that Azure Cloud VWAN, connect your all office premises with the VWAN, create the VPN site, right? Correct that all Delhi VPN site, Mumbai VPN site, and all 100 option services which is there. Get the VPN site there, and then all that access should get diverted via VWAN. You do not have to set up the connectivity from Delhi to Mumbai, Mumbai to Pune, Pune to Bangalore, all that. Just set up the connectivity with the VWAN on the Azure.
And suppose we have 100% data center in on-prem, then we can also deploy this VPN.
Yeah, if you want to do that, right? 100% data center on the VWAN. If you only wanted to opt for the service on the VWAN, Azure is not for if you wanted one or two services. Let's say I wanted for the storage account, you can opt for that. Here in that case, your case, you wanted for the VWAN for centralized managing that thing, right? Go for that Azure tenant, opt for that Azure VWAN services, connect with that Azure environment, connect with that Azure to your data center, and then you're good to go with that.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that as well. Any more question, guys, or we are good to close this now? Last two questions we can take it, and then we are, if you're not having any questions, we will okay to practice.
So like the from the legacy connectivity to this VWAN connectivity, so what is the main advantage if interviewer asks why we shift to the VWAN?
Main advantage, okay, so legacy is like, so let's say if you have two environment only, two offices, Delhi to Pune, right? You can create that site to site and manage it, right? But if you have 100 VMs, 100 sites to manage, a complex environment, like for you work on Palo Alto, for an example, I just trying to give that. You work on Palo Alto or any other device firewall you work?
Yes, it's like in my
You work.
environment we have one DC. So like they have created site to site to all the branches,
So for
but
okay,
not like
for what yeah, right. For major advantage, I can say it's a centralized, it's a one location where you can entirely manage all your connectivity, right? The branch to branch, point to site, right? And so any to any connectivity, you can manage it at one location. So one thing, if interview asks this question, what is the benefit of using VWAN? You can give that it's a centralized management system. I can manage all that location across the world location connectivity to my VWAN connectivity, to my VWAN connection. The second thing, I can do that filtering of my traffic as well by integrating with that Azure firewall or third party vendor as well. The third benefit which I'm going to get it, instead of using just site to site, that same location, same centralized location, I can manage the point to site also. And if I have my cost in favor, I can use that express route connectivity and then manage that express route circuit within that VWAN environment, right? And the other benefit, it's providing the faster faster source of traffic delivery as per my traffic which I need to get. Let's say I have that traffic which is like handling 100 gigs of there. I can use that gateway config in that way, and I can put it that configuration for that one. So as per my accordance, I can select that uh, compute system on that one. The other connectivity, it's highly efficient, highly detectable, high availability. Automatically, it's going to be maintained by them. I don't have to worry about that high availability also. So there are many more reasons you can say it, right? Some other steps you can put it there, and you can give your answer if you are aware about that concept of this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate for your time for last 2 days. Have a good week ahead. Enjoy your day. Thank you.